welcome to littleworkroomcrafts. My name is Davina and I live in the southeast coast of the UK. Today is Monday the 27th of February 2023 and this is episode number 138. Anywhere you can find me will be down in the description box, anywhere online that is, and anything that I mentioned today will also be down in the description box. It feels weird that today is the last one of February this year already, because March is approaching. Oh dear me. Elmo has entered the building. He's just going on the windowsill, so we'll see what he knocks off, shall we? It's a beautiful sunny day out there. It's cold, fresh, but it's a beautiful sunny day out there today. So yeah, it's really, really cool. I got up early this morning and popped out and did a bit of shopping, and then I went to needed to go to the post office to post off a couple of parcels. I would like to say a big thank you to everybody that supported my spring sale. Everything sold in the shop, so all there is in there at the moment is the crochet pattern, my crochet pattern that I designed. But yeah, you know, so it's all empty and fresh, ready for the newbies to go in when they've all been finished sewing. It's just, I don't know what happens with the day. It just goes, they're just so quick. I just don't get it. Oh dear me. Oh my gosh, I've got to tell you this. This is going to be funny. Now, when was it? It was before Valentine's Day. Because the plan was for me to print off that free pattern from Hands On Design so I could show you, because she launches one, like I say, every February, well, end of January, ready for Valentine's Day. And I moved my printer over here from down there, you see, and I actually got a new box of ink that were when the company that I get them from, because they're not like original ones, but they're ones that work. And they had a sale on, so I got a packet, and I knew I was running out, you see. I searched everywhere in here, and I mean everywhere in here, because the ink had gone in my printer, and that's why I couldn't print anything off, you see. I said to Glenn, I can't find it. I said, I've looked absolutely everywhere. He likes that basket of wool. Can you get up there, sweetheart? Can you do it? Do you want Mama help? Mama help? Okay. Oh, dear. Come on in. Get that little bum of yours. That's it. There, good boy. There you are. There, good boy. You in there safe? In there safely? Yeah. Good boy. He'll sleep down there. He slept in there day before yesterday when I was up here. Yeah, on Saturday. Right, where was it? Oh my gosh, yeah. So on Saturday, I was up here doing the tutorial for my quilt, which has already been uploaded. So if anybody wants to see that, it's already uploaded. It was uploaded Saturday. And I was moving things around about here with the printer. And guess what? Right underneath, on that side in the corner, underneath my wall winder, there was the new box of ink. I said to Glenn, I said, I'm sure I actually looked there. Well, obviously I didn't, did I? But I thought I had. And the amount of times I've had that wall winder out and done some what? Well, anyway, that's me. I've just remembered I've got something to show as well. Okay, so yeah, that is me. So there we go. Believe it. I really, really can't believe it. Anyway, let's skip over to that bit. And hang on, because I've got to find... Oh dear, what have I done? No, I kept that because I want... Ah, no, that's not it. Oh gosh, it's going to be one of them weeks, isn't it, already? And it's only Monday. Oh, I know where it is. I know where it is. What I'm looking for anyway. Right, let's have a look. There we are. Right then, okay. There we are. That's it. Okay. Right. So. Are you all right, mate? You look really grumpy. Get comfortable. That's it. Good boy. There you go. He's one. I tell you what, that blanket that Emma crocheted him last year, he will not lie on the bed without that blanket on the bed. He absolutely loves it. So he's definitely been adopted by the by the right home. That's all I'm going to say. He loves wool. He loves anything that moves. So let's face it, while we're spinning or knitting or crocheting, it all moves. So there I was with something on the floor the other day trying to measure it, and he was playing with my tape measure. So, you know, he loves being in this little home. Look at him, look. What are you doing? Right then, let's leave him be and let's get on with this, because we have quite a bit to talk about today. All that, and he jumps off. He'll probably go and get his pom-pom on a stick now. Anyway, okay. I have a finish, because I did the tutorial on the Quiltwise, and I have 2 new cast-ons. I also have a bit of spinning to tell you about as well. I have a lovely, lovely nice, and I have a couple of lovely nices actually. So I have those to show, and I think that'll be it for the week. Until Wednesday, because we also do have What Have You Been Up To Wednesday this week, because I've already got some coming in via email. They all started coming in last week. So brilliant. I love What Have You Been Up To Wednesday. I just love seeing all your work. I really do. Absolutely brilliant. Right then, I think today we're going to start with the crochet. Now, as you probably had noticed, last week was a very, very busy week for me, because I did the normal Monday podcast, then I did What Have You Been Up To Wednesday, then Thursday I started recording the quilting podcast tutorial, and then Saturday I was up here for another over 2 hours finishing off, and then uploaded it that afternoon. So I was you know, really busy in front of the phone and that, because that's what I do, everything on my phone, you see. And by the time I was getting downstairs and after finishing the tutorials and everything else, I was just so tired that I weren't picking anything up, and I thought, this is not like me at all. Because fair enough, you know, the Stephen West shawl needs thinking because I'm on the cables. Even the Attic 24 blanket, you know, you're changing colours every different row, so you're having to look on your instructions on what colour goes where and what, and oh, I just didn't need all that. And I thought, right, I'm going to cast on something that's just simple, where I don't have to think about anything. And in my mind, I kept thinking about, because I think it was Denise from Dear Designs. I will put her information below, because she is a podcaster as well. She lives in London, and she is she also is going to start back up dyeing her yarn and that as well. And she's crocheted a couple of these, one for her and one for her mum. And I kept thinking, oh, do you know what? I'd love to have a go at this. I'd love to have a go at this. Well, anyway, it's actually a granny stitch hexagon cardigan. So you crochet 2 hexagons and like fix them together in a certain way. And then, you know, oh, anyway, oh my gosh, I am so glad I did. I really, really am. So I did my research, as I always do. And I found a tutorial, so free, on YouTube. And it's Craft and a Cuppa. Now I'll put the name of the actual YouTube on there. It's Craft and a Cuppa. And she's under that name on Instagram. She's also got patterns on Ravelry and also, but this tutorial is over 2 hours long, but you know, you go, she shows you right from start to finish basically, but you go, once you've done the first section, it's, you know, you get up to the size you need it, then you do 2 of them and then so on. But with hers, she'll get the 2 hexagons, show you how to put a back panel in to make it to put them together. Then she'll show you how to put a granny bottom with a rib, so you can lengthen it or keep it cropped or whatever. She always also shows you how to add on a granny, because obviously your sleeve will come about here, how to add on a granny bit at the bottom with a cuff so it pulls it in. I tell you what, it's absolutely brilliant. And also as well with hers, as she says, that it's you can do it in all different thicknesses of yarn that goes with the size hook that you're used to using for the thickness of yarn. Because if you go into her drop down box, now this is very important, but she does say this, go down into her drop down box and she does actually gives you the measurements, they're all in centimeters, the measurements that you need and how you work out the shape, the size of the hexagon and so on. But she does it with from small, extra small I think it is, right up to plus sizes, which is absolutely brilliant. So she's size inclusive, which is absolutely excellent. She's done hers in all different bright colors, which is going to be my next one. It really, really is. Now, it's actually called the Crochet Granny Stitch Hexagon Cardigan. Her name is Kelly. She's very, very good with explaining. As I say, she shows everything. It is just brilliant. Just remember to go down into that drop box and get your sizes. I measured me chest. And and then she tells you what to do. She's got like what to measure on the hexagon to get your size. Oh, I tell you, it's so good. It really, really is good. So I screenshot that. I'm going to print that off and put that in my recipe book. That's the sizes. And I've written down, as she said it, how to start off the hexagon and so on. And when I get to putting the up, because I've got to make 2 of these, and then when she puts the back in, I will write that down, and then the sleeves and make it longer. I will do all that, and then it'll go in my recipe book, and then I'll just follow that as always. Now, if you remember last year in Vlogmas, I went to the charity shop and I found 4 of these. Oh, damn it with me pen. 4 balls of these. That's actually pretty good colourway, that is. They're 200 grams and there's 4 balls of them, and they were like a couple of pounds. I think it was £3 or £4, something like that. So I picked them up, as you do, for that price. So it's 800 grams. And I thought to myself, well, it's sitting up there. I'm going to get it out and I'm going to, just to see how it turns out, and I'm just going to start it. Well, it is a DK, and I did actually start it with my normal 4mm hook, but this is a plump DK. I'm assuming it's an older. It's a shame, really, that these don't have dates on them, really. But it's it's an old, you can tell by the label and that, it is an older yarn, you know what I mean? So I actually had to unpick with a 4mm because it was just too dense. And I've done mine in a 4.5 hook because, as I say, this is a bit more plump. And I'm absolutely loving it. I really am. So that's my wrong side because I've kept my thingy there. So it's not supposed to lay flat. She'll tell you that. But you put it together. It's so clever. And then that's the shoulder. And then that's the front. And that's the back. And that's the sleeve. It's just brilliant. And then, as I say, what she does is she actually add in a little back panel. And then she will go round and round and round and round and bring it in. Well, I'm going to bring mine in, taper mine in before the cuff. I think she just puts cuffs on, but I don't like baggy. So I'm going to taper mine in and then do my cuff. And then, as I say, she'll go round there as well. She is so good. This Kelly is really, really good. She is in the UK, but she does use US terminology for crochet. It all depends on how we were taught, I suppose. But yeah, I'm loving it. I can't put this down. So what I've decided to come up with, the idea, because look how that's crocheted up. I just think that's so nice. So when it's finished, I'll give it a good wash in the machine because it is an acrylic, so that can go in the machine to soften it up, hopefully, because no way would I have used that for a baby, because they're saying it's a baby randoms, and I wouldn't have used that. It's very coarse. That's what's made me think it was old. is I have actually got on the door, the back of the door in our bedroom, we've got one of those hangy doofers, you know, that hang over the door. And on there is my dressing gown. Now, my dressing gown is so old. It really, really is old. And I was thinking, oh, you know, I suppose I should really replace my dressing gown. But most of the time, when I've got my nightie on, I'll wear a cardigan. So what I thought I would do is make this my like a dressing gown. So it's going to be short, obviously, not like a real long dressing gown. But instead of replacing my dressing gown with going out and buying a new one or finding one in a charity shop, for instance, I'll just use this, because I say I use cardigans anyway, and this will just be my bedtime one. So, you know, sometimes when it's chilly in the evening, I'll have a hot water bottle, get in bed, read my book, and I can have this on, and that'll keep me nice and warm. So I thought, well, you know, it's just a first attempt, see if I get my sizing and everything right, and then from then on I'll actually start using up the whatchamacallits. Not them, actually, because they are my Stylecraft special. I'll use the rest of my Home Bargains yarn, because I've got a big box of that down there with bits left over from other cardigans and so on, and do a big multicoloured one. So, but I'm really chuffed with this. So if there's any crocheters, because I know that there is a lot of these Hexagon cardigans going around, because I've been looking, I have been looking, as I say, and this is a YouTube tutorial. She is Craft and a Cuppa. Her name is Kelly, and honestly, just go in that drop down box and get those and work out, measure yourself, and then she'll tell you what to measure from the heart, because you do from half the hexagon over, and to get to a certain size, then you stop and then make another one, and then she'll show you how to put the back panel in together. And it all, I tell you, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Originally with this, I was thinking of adding a navy, so doing so many rounds in this, and then adding a pop of navy and doing all the ribbon in navy, because I brought some navy from Home Bargains when they got it in. But because this is plump, and it's more plump than the Home Bargains DK, it just wouldn't have sat right. It wouldn't have sat right at all. So when I use my Home Bargains yarn, I will go back down to my 4mm hook. I'm hoping, as I say, I only started that Saturday evening. Yes, I did a bit yesterday, I've done a bit this morning, and I'll be doing some more this afternoon. So you never know, fingers crossed. If I haven't actually got the whole thing finished by next week, I'm hoping to have the 2 hexagons at least anyway. But pop over and see her. Definitely pop over and see her. So right then, I've been doing that. Also, if you remember last week, I mentioned that I was going to cake up all those minis that I got in my advent calendar from Davina, and make them into the slouchy socks that are from Jules. Go to Instagram, and there she gives you the free instructions. All you have to do basically is use a basic sock pattern, and then you'll go over and see on her Instagram page. So anyway, I started these. I am doing toe up, and oh, I'm loving them. That is basically why I really thought about having to cast this on, because otherwise I'd have just had this to show you today, to be honest. But I'm on my second ball of wool, and look at those. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. That's the back. But yes, oh, absolutely loving these. I really am. Now, oh yeah, I just got to quickly show you the cake. Look how pretty that is. Ah! I'm thinking this will be what I take to the show with me when me and Mishka go in a couple of weeks' time. I know it's come around so quickly, isn't it? So this will be the knitting I take, because obviously at lunchtime and things like that, we will be sitting and knitting, as you do. I have had a question. Please forgive me because I haven't written down your name. But I've had someone ask, what do I use? What stitch do I use? Sorry, rephrase that. What method do I use to cast on when I do top-down socks? Now, I just use the normal cable method, but I knit on a 2.5 needle, okay? So my cast-on row, I cast on with a 3mm needle, knit one row, then go over to me 2.5s, then I join. Okay, now that method is from Christine Perry. She is honestly amazing when it comes to socks, right? I have said her name on this channel so many times, but I use 3mm to cast on, go into the 2.5 for the rest of the sock. Say for instance, if I was going to cast on, there was a pattern that needed a 2.25, then I would cast on with a 2.75, then go down to the 2.5s after I've done my cast on. That's the way that Christine does it. That is the way I've always do it. But you can do I'd say I do it the cable method, okay, where you use the needles, wrap round and put it back on this and do it that way. It was the way I was taught. But you know, there is the oh, what's it called? Come on, scream it to me. Long tail cast on. You can do that as well. You can do that method as well. But I would just suggest to cast on with the 3mm or the 2.75, depending on what needles you're using, and then knit a row, then join, then pop the actual needles. I would pop my 2.5s on, then I would join and then do my sock. That is it. But she has tutorials on YouTube, and she has a brilliant book, and I think I've got the book downstairs. Or haven't I actually? That's crochet. Oh, because I've got both her books. But yeah, Christine Perry, go for her first book. It's amazing. It's orange. The second one is blue, and the first one is orange, and it shows you in the book with pictures how to knit socks with DPNs, magic loop, and mini circulars. Okay, she does it all, those 3 methods, in that one book. It is amazing, and I can't believe I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Hang on. Oh. Oops. Here we go. Now, this is absolutely brilliant. Super socks. Knit a pair of socks with Winwick Mum. That is basically her, you know, company name. But she is Christine Perry. She does a lot of designs and everything with West Yorkshire spinners. But, you know, it's a paid for book. I can't really show you, but she explains here what you need. And you know what I mean? She really does. She shows you how to do it from start to finish. It's brilliant. Definitely go for this book. Right then, so that's the knitting socks. That's the crochet. Also this week, as I said, like the end of last week, over a few days, I actually got my panel that the lovely Elaine and Buster, her dog Buster, sent me and Elmo, and I'm going to put a picture here. This is what it looks like on my chair with my sheep and my pumpkin cushion. Oh, I love my chair. I can decorate my chair how I want. And so there was a tutorial that's actually online now, actually on YouTube now, from start to finish on how I did this. And I've actually sewn all the binding on. I did it all. Obviously, I do the back bit by hand. I show you how to do the mitered corners, how I quilted it, what you need for quilting. But yes, look at that. I am just so pleased with it. And I call it my Elmo pumpkin quilt. I just love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, dear me. So soon, hopefully, I'll be having the project bag that I'm making with the other part of the panel. I will have that also made up soon, but I've got a lot of work to do. I have some custom orders to get done, and also stuff now for the shop. So we'll see. Hopefully it won't be too long before I do them. Also, just to finish off with just a little bit, I have finally, Teresa, you are going to be so chuffed with me, girl. I've actually finally finished spinning that whole fleece. I enjoyed this process so much. I've learned so much with sticking with this one fleece. I really, really have. I've just loved it, absolutely loved it. I've got some skeins over there that are actually already washed and everything, and I'll be caking them up soon. I don't know what I'm going to do with it all yet, but I am going to be putting in all of it into one thing. And the end of last week, I think it was, I got my wheel out and I did the last two. I applied my last 2 bobbins, and I am just so chuffed with them. What I have to do now is get my niddy noddy out. I love that word, niddy noddy. It's like rick rack. I love the word rick rack. I'd love to know where that come from. But yeah, I'll get my niddy noddy out, and I will put these into skeins, and then I'll give these 2 a good wash and hang them out on the line if we have another good day this week. And then I can start caking it up, and I will think of something I can do with them. But I am just so chuffed with the way that these have turned out. I really am. And as I say, I have learned so much. When you actually look at my first, which are there, my first skeins, and you know, I have actually got it to a nice thickness. And oh, I'm just loving it. Absolutely love it so much. So Teresa, the whole fleece has been spun. Oh, just so excited. So I'm going to get those in skeined up and then washed. Then the whole lot is washed. Then I'll have to see what I can do with them, because it is a real raw wool. So yeah, we'll see. Glenn said about making a waistcoat, because then it can go over something in the winter, you know, in the colder days and nights and that. So it might be an idea. I don't know. I'll see. I'll see what I have. See what happens. Okay then, right. So now last we have, I've got to thank you guys so much. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. So does my friend Sarah. She thanks you all so much. On last Wednesday's What Have You Been Up To, there was a lovely lady, Lorraine, had made that beautiful Peter Rabbit. And I have been hunting for this pattern for God knows how long for my friend Sarah around charity shops, because she actually wants to make, I can't wait to see this finished. I really can't. She do those post box toppers, and for Easter she wants to make Mr. McGregor's garden and put all the characters you see like in the garden. Oh, it's going to look stunning. It really is going to be beautiful. Her Christmas one was amazing. It really was. And Lorraine got right in contact with me, which is the actual lady that made the one, and said, well, I have got a spare one, because if I want to make any more, she can use her sister's. I would willingly send it to you for your friend. Oh my gosh, when I got in contact with my friend, she was doing a happy dance around the old room. She was, bless her heart. And within the pattern, Lorraine sent me, oh, which was so nice. And I've never used this yarn before. I really haven't. And as she put in the lovely letter, it's my colourways, definitely. This beautiful ice yarns, and it's a sock yarn. But look at those colours. But as I say, I've never ever used ice yarn. It's made in Turkey. It's a sock yarn, 75-25. Yeah, and it's at 400 meters. So, but oh my gosh, I can't wait to see how that's going to knit up. I really can't, because I've got this one. I've got the other, what's it called? Knit picks that Kelly gifted me, and then I've got another one in there, which is another autumnal like flicky colours like this. So yeah, when I've finished my slouchy socks, I'll probably be knitting some more slouchy socks with these, because I can see my slouchy socks being really handy in the winter next year, or this year, isn't it? But look at those. Also, there was these beautiful, sorry about the rustling, I never opened them, these beautiful butterfly, oh look at that, patches, all different colours. So thank you so much, they will definitely get used up. So thank you, Lorraine, so much for my gift, and also for my friend Sarah. I tell you, she is just one happy teddy bear. But I also got another email about this pattern from a lovely, lovely lady called Elizabeth. And I said, when she messaged me, and I messaged her, Elizabeth, back, and I said, could I be cheeky? Because I've actually got one now for my friend, but I haven't got one. Could I be cheeky and ask for yours? She said, yeah, of course, not a problem, not a problem. So, oh my gosh, she sent me the pattern. I can't wait. Look at these. Look at that. I tell you what, I know there's, like with the apron and that'd be good if you put like those little pellets at the bottom, or walnuts at the bottom, and put in her apron and made her into a little pincushion or something. I think that'd be absolutely amazing. But look, oh, and also Elizabeth gifted me a Peter Rabbit knitting one too. His little feet, he's got little slippers on and his carrot. So I am definitely going to be making these. So Elizabeth, thank you so much. And she sent me a beautiful calendar card and a beautiful card with a cat on it. So Elizabeth, thank you so much. And please hope you don't think I was being cheeky, but now I've got a copy, I can actually make them. So I've got eyes and all that lot, so I can't wait. But I'm thinking what I'll probably do mine in, because I know these are done in West Yorkshire Spinners, isn't they? If I remember rightly. But I like use, oh, I've done it now. Teresa, don't laugh. Don't laugh. But I like, when I do my amigurumi, I like using the that yarn. Because it's just so, yeah, actually, he's done in it because it's kind of got a little fleck. And also, his body, is it the katona? I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I do like using that for my amigurumi, and I think because it has got that little bit of a tonal in it, they are just going to look so nice, aren't they? So yeah, I'll start collecting those, and I have to read through the pattern, because you never know, I might be able to get something like that at the show in a couple of weeks time. So Elizabeth and Lorraine, thank you so much. Thank you. Right then, I think that is about it. I've even managed to get out from behind underneath here. Like, I've even managed to get out me stuffing ready. I've just got to get me yarn and stuff, and I'll take that down actually in a minute and have me cup of tea and read through what I need and so on, because I can't wait. But as I say, I'm right hooked on, talk about hooked, on my cardigan at the moment, and it's just so much fun. You don't have to think about it, it's just round. Oh, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it's been a bit of an eventful week this week, isn't it? As I'm feeling tired already, and it's only Monday, but there you go. You know me, we have to carry on, we have to carry on. Right then, okay, I am going to disappear because I am back on Wednesday, as I said, which is Wednesday the 1st of March, which I still can't believe we're heading towards that. And then, so next week is actually my brother's birthday. So I've got all his presents, and obviously he's I call them his stockings, but they're actually a pair of socks, but they look like a Christmas stocking. They're that big, for him, for his birthday. So his friends have got some plans for him as well. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, he calls them friends. That's what I'm going to say to that one. Oh well, anyway, I am going to love you and leave you. I am going to go downstairs, edit this, have a lovely cup of tea, and then I've got to pop around downstairs and do a bit of cleaning as we do, because Glenn's just gone to work. He's on lates this week. So I will see you Wednesday. So please take care, stay safe, and as always, my lovelies, happy crafting. Bye.